What's going on YouTube? This is Chris Massimo here, back again with some Call of Duty gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm very excited to go ahead and bring some Call of Duty content for you guys. The support has been amazing so far, so I appreciate it. Today I'm going to be using the CR56A Max. Like I said in my last video, I've been using the Fennec or the Vector every now and then, but I still really can't find a class that's really going to go ahead and just help me out. I feel like you get way too many hit markers with it, you run out of ammo too fast, and I don't know, I just don't see as many, pros as opposed to cons when it comes to that particular gun. But here with the Galil, I've been actually doing a lot better. I feel like somewhat the recoil is a lot better as well too. I don't have to run an optic sight as much because the iron sights are actually pretty decent, so I'm not wasting an attachment on there as well too. So for the most part, if you were just to ask me, which gun would I prefer, I would probably just say that I enjoy the Galil a lot better than the Vector. Now with that being said, let's talk about the new update. Of course, it just came out about a week ago or so, and we have all had a good amount of time to go ahead and play, fool around, see what the new Easter eggs, and just try out the new guns, and of course the new map. And I want to know what you guys' opinions are. Obviously I play this every now and then. Call of Duty can be sometimes pretty fun when you're getting like pub stomping, just like this game here, but it can be very frustrating sometimes too, where it has that skill-based matchmaking and you end up partnering up with the squad that's just a whole bunch of noobs and you're the best one there and you have to carry everybody, and no matter how hard you try, you still lose. So for the most part, in my opinion, based upon what I've seen so far, it just makes me reminisce on the new or the old Call of Duties. The more and more I play this, I just kind of wish that I was able to play the past Call of Duties a lot more. And of course, I'm not saying that I really can't play them. I actually have them on my hard drive. But what I mean by that is just, the communities in there, they're just dead now. It's very hard to find matchmaking. I try and hop on them every now and then. I'll try and hop on MW3 or Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. But for the most part, I really can't find anybody. And if I do, it takes me almost about 30 minutes to get into a game, maybe even 45 minutes. And I know I seem a little patient coming to that point, but usually what ends up happening is that when I do get in those lobbies, they're just full of hackers. Either they're full of hackers, I get connection issues, and I just get kicked out. Or, also what happens too is that maybe once in the blue moon, I'll find a legit good game. And, what's really cool about that is just the fact that everyone knows how hard it is to get into a lobby, so they all stay in that one game. But the only difficulty about it is just the fact that since they know that, nobody leaves, and sometimes it just gets a little played out. It just makes me sad knowing that, the new generation of Call of Duty players are never going to really know what the golden age of Call of Duty really was. And, we're kind of stuck with this whole, whatever that we got going on here. And, with Warzone being such a huge success, there's just a time where, there might not be any remastered Call of Duties anymore. And I think Activision has made it well known that Modern Warfare 2 remastered probably won't be a thing anymore. Of course, you got the campaign, but there's not really going to be a multiplayer, and they did express that they don't have any intentions of making a remastered. And I think that just falls on the fact that when they made Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, I think that just because it was such a huge flop, they might have gotten a bad taste out of their mouth. But when you really look at it from a perspective, it's probably just the way that they kind of handled the situation. I mean, first and foremost, who really wants to pay $80 for a remastered game? I mean, of course, the loyalty is out there. There's people that are still going to pay that amount just to play that game and live that nostalgia. But at the end of the day, nostalgia pays. People are going to pay it, but, there's not a lot of people out there that can't afford that price. Paying almost $100 just for one video game is kind of absurd. And, I can understand if it was maybe about $50, $60, that's a little bit reasonable. But, for a remastered game and, for the way that, the community reacted and, just with the fact that, it just wasn't really as a big success as they thought it would be. So, I would kind of wish that they would just take another chance, maybe go with a Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer, or maybe in a Black Ops 2. Bring one of the most popular game titles ever, and just to see what happens with it. But, like I said, with the new Call of Duty going to be coming out now, we just have to wait and see on the direction that it's steered towards. But from what we know so far is that there is going to be a campaign like they usually do. There always is going to be a multiplayer. And then from the way that things look at it, there is going to be a Warzone or Battle Royale like option or playlist. But, at the end of the day, all we have to do is just stay patient, see what kind of game that comes out very soon in the future. I just think that, they really need to listen more to the community as to what we want and obviously what we're going to want to play as well, because there's a lot of titles that are going to start competing with Call of Duty lately. Obviously we know that Fortnite was a big one. Of course Apex Legends is coming by, PUBG, a lot of new shooters that are coming out as well. So it just really depends on what direction Activision likes to move towards too. So for the most part, that's just really what my thought process is. And of course, just one more thing too is that, however, I do enjoy the fact that we are getting free maps, because you guys remember back in the day where, they'd come out with multiple DLCs within the game, and, you do have to pay what was like $20 per DLC. But look how much content you got. Sometimes it was about 4 to 5 maps and you get a brand new gun. I feel like the longevity or just the way to keep the game alive is just to keep adding more maps. And I'm thankful that we're getting new Scrapyard or Remastered and whatever other maps that are coming out too. But imagine if we were getting about 4 to 5 maps every quarter, and then as well as a new gun. That would keep this game pretty fun. Of course it would keep us pretty all occupied. Maybe add some new challenges in there as well too. It would probably make the community pretty happy, and just tweak some things. But another big one is just the fact that you've got so many updates that keep going on, and so many things that they keep adding into the game, but you still can't find a way to stop hackers. And you would think that a multi-million or billion-dollar company would be able to go ahead and invest into security that allows the community to be happy when playing the game. So like I said, I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get too in depth about it. However, that's just something that I want to go ahead and express, because I feel like there are some people out there that have been playing Call of Duty for a while now. And, I feel like sometimes people reminisce, and some people want to feel the same nostalgia myself. And, I know that there are some other people out there too that enjoy the new Call of Duties, and there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, there are going to be people out there that agree with what I say and disagree with what I say as well, and that is totally fine. You are entitled to your own opinion, and that was just my point of view as well too. So for the most part, this game is going to be ending very soon, so I do want to go ahead and talk about the gameplay, because I know I've been ranting a little bit about the old Call of Duties just because I've been missing them a lot lately. But for the most part, I was doing really well. Sometimes I do really good on Call of Duty, sometimes I don't. There are games that I have high kill games, and other games where I have high death games. And although that my KD ratio I think is at like a 1.3, I don't know if that's good or bad or not. I feel like it's just pretty decent. Like I said earlier, that I do enjoy this game. I'm always going to enjoy Call of Duty games and just shooters in general. So, but what I will say is that the other team was not enjoying this game at all. I kept getting VTOL after VTOL. I was super close to getting my support helo, but I don't think I did get it at all in this game. I swear, I think I was maybe about like 1 or 2 kills away each time. And although that we did have, I think, about like 3 or 4 random teammates in this lobby, luckily we did all have microphones, and we had great communication. And I always say it all the time, is if you don't have great communication with your team, you're probably going to lose, because all of us were giving the right call outs, letting each other know where everyone was dying at, and of course where the proper flags were to go ahead and defend and capture as well. And that's how we got the dub today. And I always will go ahead and probably be uploading some type of Call of Duty content that involves hardcore. Maybe sometimes I'll upload a good Infected match, but Infected's just too short. Usually the games only last about, I think, like 3 to like 6 minutes tops. I like to play it, I can't help it, but it's just fun sometimes. Sometimes I just like to go ahead and play a casual match, and something that's not going to make me like rage like all the time. But it was very unfortunate for the other team, but they played really well. But that's going to go ahead and wrap things out for this video today, guys. So once again, thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys continue to do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to be uploading content for Apex Legends starting this Friday to recap what I thought about the update. Stay tuned for that, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much. Peace.